Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It is the beginning of July, and I am excited to have with me on this amazing beginning of July, amazing afternoon, Alex Giglietti. I have no reason, I have no clue why I took off my glasses. I'm just so excited. Alex Giglietti is a 15-year-old young man from Florida. He is currently ranked second in the state of Florida for wrestling, despite having less than 2 years of wrestling experience. I love that. Him and his brother run a movement that works to defend boyhood from the opposition in the world and help boys to live up to their true identity, to be royalty in the making. Today, he is joining us live from Florida with his dad, Joe Giglietti. And literally, let me tell you guys why I am here with these powerful men today. What does your shirt say? Powerful like?
It says powerful like my dad.
Powerful like your dad, powerful like my dad. So these are two powerful, one young man and one man. And the reason I am here with them today is because as a mom, as a mother, not as Linda Hales, who you guys know me as whatever you know me from the internet space, as a mother, when I saw the live stream that this young man was doing with his dad, launching his movement, and the reason why I was reeled in, I was sold. And obviously, in the process of being sold, I was sold about all these other processes in my own business. But it's amazing to watch a 15-year-old do this from scratch. And I'm so excited to have you here today.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for agreeing to be on here. Alex, let's get started right away. Tell us what made you decide to get started.
So right now, for those of you who don't know, I'm on a mission to make $50,000 in 60 days to prove to my dad that I can be financially independent, because I'm 15. I want my first car. How many of you remember wanting your first car when you were 15 and your dad's like, I'm not paying for a car because you're going to crash it. So I got to buy my own car. Now, here's the catch with this. Me and him agreed that he wouldn't be providing for me, like financially.
At all.
I have to be buying my own food. I have to be buying my own travel, all my wrestling events, all that stuff. He said he'd provide a roof over my head, but that's all that I get. So,
okay. As a parent, now I'm really interested, Joe. Please step in. As a parent, I'm a girl, so things are not fair. They're just not fair for girls and boys. I remember being your age and asking my dad for my dream car, which at that point was a 1987 Toyota Celica GTS.
Okay.
Oh, a GTS. And my father saw the car at a dealership and he said to me, "We're going to go see the car. Don't act like you love it." And I was like, "Oh my God, I love the car." But my father didn't say you're on your own and, you got to pay for stuff. So talk to us about that, Joe. When he decided that he was going to do this, what made you say, "Oh, well, you're on your own to make all of this happen"?
Yeah, it didn't actually happen in that order. It kind of came to be as a result. And so, at 15 years, I think one of the things that's happening in the world today, especially for teenage boys, is that society has set low expectations on them. And what I mean by that is there's this like in ancient older days, like children became adults much faster. And now we're seeing like millennials that are still living at home in their parents' basement at 45. And I'm like, no offense, things can happen in life and all that kind of stuff, but it's way too common of an issue. And so what I believe is that children will rise to the level of the standard and expectation that you set as a parent. And
Amen.
So if Alex wants to buy a $50,000 car, which he doesn't, by the way, he doesn't actually want to, this was a goal that he set later, but if he wants to, I know, and that when you buy it, you value it more, right? And so with all my kids, even though I'm a multimillionaire, it's like I give $1,000 towards their car and everything else is on them. But if I'm going to go on the hook for any sort of debt, I need to know that he's responsible enough and independent enough to create cash flow, right? He's the one, when I asked him, how much money can you make in 60 days? He said $50,000. And I said, okay, let's do it. I'm here to be a voice for you and a coach like a good parent, but you have to do the work.
I love that, Joe. And you know what? Alex, I promise you, we're not hijacking your interview. This is about you.
No
But your
worries.
dad mentioned something that I deal with my own clients. Most of my clients are women. And the amount of women who I call it enable full grown adult kids. They're not kids anymore. Like your dad said, they're 38, they're 40, and they don't, they don't, they don't have a fire under their behind to go get a job, help your mom out, like pay your way, at least
Right.
pay for the food that you're eating. Like that is such a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
right? And it really is not what
Facebook, don't be shutting us down because we said pandemic either. That's
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, exactly. But I do know something that your dad said. He wants you to be able to prove that you're responsible, that you've got the discipline, that if he's going to be on the hook at all, you've got to prove something. Now, success leaves clues. And what I read in your bio, Alex, is that without any wrestling experience, you're already top ranking in the nation in what you do. How do you think that happened? Because you didn't have any experience. And I just want to show the audience success leaves clues. So you already have a pattern of achieving stuff.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So with the wrestling, there's one big piece which I'd say was the biggest piece to my success in such a short amount of time, and it was what identity I put on. So after every match from the very beginning, my dad, before I even started wrestling, my dad's like, "How far do you want to go?" I'm like, "I want to become a state champion." And then I gave him permission to push me so that I become a state champion. After every single match, whether I win, whether I lose, doesn't matter, my dad will come up to me afterwards. He'll grab me and he'll say, "Who are you?" And every time I say, "I'm a state champion in the making." And there are some crushing defeats in wrestling. There are some really glorious victories. And no matter what it is, my dad's like, "Who are you?" And then I speak the identity into myself again.
Ooh, I have goosebumps, literally. I cannot fake that. That is so powerful. And man, this interview literally could be an hour. What I hear is there's a reason why I trust my dad. There's trust. There's all of these things that are undeniable about your ability to be coached, because many kids
That's right.
do not allow their parents to coach them. First of all, because they don't respect them. And trust comes because you respect.
That's right.
And it's not because you're scared of your dad. How has your dad earned your trust, Alex?
I'm liking this interview. Keep talking about me. Yeah, tell me more.
How has your dad earned your trust? Yeah, because your dad's not going, "Alex, you better do this. And if you don't, then that's it." Don't. No, there's a reason why you trust your dad. Why is that? Why do you think that is?
Well, one thing is just he practices what sorry. Got something in my throat.
It's okay.
He practices what he preaches. I see him, he doesn't just say work hard, study and everything, and then watch TV for hours straight. I see him in here, he reads a ton of books. He studies, he watches videos, listens to interviews, and between all that, he still finds time to send me videos about whether it's wrestling or business and try to teach me and help me learn too. And it's like you can see not only does he invest in others, he invests in himself the way he tells you to. So he just follows up with everything he says he is.
Come on, Alex. Drop the mic. I'm like, who's your daddy? For real? Who's your daddy? I love that. Joe, do you have anything else to add to that? When I asked that question, what came up for you as a parent, as a dad? This is why I know my son trusts me.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I mean, if you want your kids to trust your advice, then you have to live a life worthy of their respect. And as a dad, I know, and as any parent, we all know how difficult it is to manage all of the juggling responsibilities of what it means to be a parent in the midst of a very chaotic world with lots of competing agendas. But the reality is your kids are not going to pay attention to what you say. They're going to pay attention to what you do. They see you. You know, St. Francis Assisi was known for, he was a famous monk, and he was famous for the saying, you know, preach the gospel at all times, and when necessary, use words. In other words, they live with you. they know your example. You can't hide who you really are from them. And so if I want my kids to level up, I need to level up. And so I want to encourage every parent out there. I don't care where you are on your parenting journey. At this moment, today, you can make a decision to level up. You can make a decision to be the example you used to dream about, but the dreams you gave up on, I want to tell you, are not dead. The dreams are not dead. You're one decision away from stepping into the next level of your dreams. Make the decision, because your children are watching and the generations to come are dependent on your decision.
Come on. And Joe, I literally, because I'm a woman, I know that we are the matriarchs of our, lineage. I preach, here's how we break generational patterns.
Yeah.
Because I know the Bible. I grew up, my parents are preachers. I know the Bible says generational curses, and there's a place for that. But curses also implies that it was put on me and I can't do anything about it. No, as a parent, I can get it off of me.
That's right.
By being an example. Oh my God, I love it. So, Alex, back to you, Alex. Back to you, Alex. I heard you clearly say, hey, I'm trying to raise $50,000 in 60 days. How do you plan to accomplish this?
So the first question I asked, like many entrepreneurs and all of you listening, is what do I sell? And anybody who can relate to that, just say, what do I sell in the comments?
Put it in the comments.
Come on, put it in the comments. What do I sell?
What do I sell? And then I remembered some advice my dad gave me. He said, you want to find something that really, really makes you mad, a problem that you just can't stand. And then you want to find a solution to that problem. And that's what you can sell. So I found a problem that I couldn't stand. Me and my brother, a while ago, we were shopping, back to school shopping in the stores, in the mall. And while we were shopping, we were looking for t-shirts. But every shirt we found for boys had a terrible message on it. There was one that said, I'm lazy and a professional sleeper. There's one that said, I'd trade my sister for pizza and video games.
No.
There's one it was like a checklist, and it was like to do video games, sleep, and homework. And homework wasn't checked off, but the rest were. And just stuff like this. And this is the identity that they were pushing onto boyhood. We were like, this is terrible. I wonder what they say about the girls. And then we go over to the girls section, and it goes, the future is female, powerful like my mom, girls rule, boys drool. And me and my brother were just upset because we couldn't find a shirt with a positive identity. We thought, why do they have to put us down to lift the girls up? And we knew it wasn't right. So we said, why don't we lift everybody up together? So we started a clothing brand where we speak a good identity into boys. Powerful like my dad is a shirt I'm wearing. I have one over here. It says proudly boy. And we believe that these are identities that boys should be putting onto themselves. In fact, on the back of this shirt, we have a mini manifesto where we speak about who we think boys are. Is it okay if I read that?
Yes, I want you to.
Okay. Rough and tumble, I prepare for your defense. I will fight with courage to defend everything I hold dear. I'm a warrior in the making. A scholar and a statesman, I prepare for leadership. I will lead to serve with honor to make your world better. I'm a king in the making. I am proudly boy. I am warrior. I am king.
I love that. That's the manifesto.
Yep.
Man,
So
y'all need to put that on. Y'all need to put that on on canvas and just sell those.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
That is a
Yeah.
good
Let's
idea.
do
Put
that.
it in your son's room. Bam. You
Yep.
can see that every day. I love that so much. And you're absolutely right, Alex. I mean, from secular music and everything that today's women are being exposed to is actually, you don't need no man. You got this. Who run the world? Girls. I think girls run the world, but also I need a man. I'm not trying to not need a man, and so it's not even a mixed message. It's literally and it's not even subtle. It's very in your face.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's almost like a war of the sexes. It's almost like this attack on putting men and women against each other forever. Like, it's not that. And I love that you saw that. I saw that. I love that you were shopping for t-shirts and you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? So What do you think? And we're talking about this topic. What do you think, Alex, is holding kids back from their true potential?
Yeah, great question. I think the biggest thing holding boys back from their true potential is just the things that society tells them, the identity that either whether it's teachers at school, the bullies, even people they watch on YouTube now, Instagram, TikTok, even all these people telling boys, you're weak and you're nothing, and these are the things that they're telling the boys, and it's sad because these boys were made to be so much more. These boys were made to be kings. They're made to be conquerors. They're made to build cities up. They're made to protect nations and build families and make generations of prosperity. And they're just being told that they're worth nothing. And it's very bad and very detrimental.
Well, as a parent, it's centrally important because, Linda, you heard the story that he told earlier about when I knew that if my son wanted to be a state champion wrestler, that he would have to operate in his life as a state champion wrestler. You can't be a state champion wrestler just because you wish it and dream it, because you have fluffy fairy tale dreams and you think about it. No, you have to put the work in. You have to become the kind of person who does the kinds of things that a state champion does in order to become a state champion. Yeah. And so much of the identity that's being pushed on these children right now and teenagers right now, and the low expectations that they're giving them, when they believe that identity, Linda, they live as if that identity. And when you live as that identity, you can't produce at the level you dream about. And so a lack of identity crushes hopes and dreams.
Let me tell you, Joe. See, I didn't know when I was going to segue into this, but this is the perfect place. So as a mom, I saw your live stream. I think it was day 2 that I caught it. And I was like, oh, wait, I got to go back to day 1. And I, as a mom, was so bought into this movement. And let me tell you why. Because even though I'm a girl, my story was triggered and it was like moving like this, and I felt it stir up in my spirit. And let me tell you why. When I was 16, my parents were preachers. When I 16, I got pregnant, and my father said, I'm going to pull you out of school because you're not going to embarrass us. We're preachers. You're not going to make us look bad. That talking about we're bad parents. And then he added extra spice, extra Tabasco sauce, extra stuff that he shouldn't have done. He gave me an awful identity. He said, you're going to be nothing but you're going to be good for nothing. You're going to be lucky if any man wants to get with you because you got a kid now. Because my father valued, the virginity and all that stuff. And instead of just, I as a parent, I would never repeat that. But because I subconsciously, it's not like I said at 16, my father is right, I'm going to be good for nothing. I didn't think that consciously.
Right.
Subconsciously, I know I did, because the results that my life gave until my late 30s lined up with me thinking that I was good for nothing, even though I never sat down and said, I'm good for nothing.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the results that my life gave was I was good for nothing. I didn't have any self-worth because my father said I was going to be good for nothing. Our fathers are so important. Men are so important in the lives of children and families. And any man who's watching right now, any woman who's watching right now, you need to share this live stream tonight with your man. Like, I'm so pumped for Alex and Joe's relationship because I didn't have a father that believed in me. I didn't have a father that wasn't a hypocrite. Like Alex said, my dad's not a hypocrite. I've seen him do what he teaches out here in the world. He does it here. There's a library full of books here. He's doing all this stuff. And the identity. So when I had children, I decided to tell my boys, you guys are eagles, because I'm an eagle, and eagles don't lay chicken eggs. We lay eagle eggs.
That's right.
So if you're acting like a chicken, it's because you're hanging around with chickens and you
okay, mama, come on. Yeah,
mama.
Get it.
Okay. And so it was when my son, the one, I have a 24-year-old, he's in the Army.
Cool.
And from boot camp, he wrote me a letter that said, Mom, every time this gets really hard, I remember your words. I'm an eagle. Okay, so every time he wanted to quit, he was like, I don't quit. Eagles fly alone. We're not supposed to be in flocks. So back to this identity thing. It's so important. And that's why I, as a mom, said, I'm buying a shirt for my 33-year-old who's already a grown man. I'm buying a shirt for my 24-year-old who's already a grown man.
Yeah.
Because I got the one with the crown in the front that says Kings and Conquerors, and I got Conqueror in the back.
Yeah.
I'm a 50-year-old woman with grown adult men, and I am so bought into your movement because it triggered something about my own upbringing.
That's right.
And it also solidified, you are a great mom, Linda. You
That's
gave
right.
your kids a good
You
identity.
gave your kids identity.
Come on.
And can we just encourage
that.
all the other parents out there, Linda? Like, if you haven't been doing this, and I remember the first time I heard someone say, and it was actually a preacher who said it, and he said the most important thing you do as a parent is to give your children identity. It's the number one thing, because if you don't give them an identity, the world will. If you don't give them identity, their circumstances will. If you don't give them an identity, their enemies will. But you have a mission to give them an identity so that when they know, Linda, that it's getting hard, I'm not a chicken. I don't have to act like everybody around me. I don't have to be average. I don't have to be normal. I don't have to hang out with everybody. I don't have to do drugs with the kids at high school. I don't have to mess my life up early. I'm an eagle. And so I'm going to soar alone because I have identity. Right? Exactly. And that's what Alex is trying to do, is give these kids an identity, especially the boys, an identity of I'm a king, I'm a conqueror. Alex, can you tell Linda real quick, how did you come up with the name Kings and Conquerors?
Yes.
So the way we came up with the name is my name, Joseph Alexander, means effective conqueror. My brother, Justice Ryan, his name means just king. So we decided kings, conquerors, kings and conquerors. Great
and
name.
It's biblical, and it's like everything. It's the bomb.
And that's also what boys are meant to be. They're meant to be kings, and they're meant to be conquerors.
You know it. And I was about to ask you, well, what else is holding kids back from their identity? I think we kind of spoke about it, but is there anything else that you're like, no, I really want to make sure I say this. What else is holding kids back from their true potential?
Yeah, so it brings me back to the first line of our manifesto, rough and tumble. Whenever people see boys wrestling, and it could be anybody, it could be their parents, it could be the teachers at the school, anybody sees boys roughhousing, climbing trees, messing around, they tend to discourage them. Like, don't do that. That's wrong. That's bad. And these are just, it's just like an innate thing in boys. I was at a restaurant the other day. It was called Medieval Castle or something. And
Medieval Times. You know where
I love Medieval Times.
Yeah. And I saw two little boys. One was about 3. The other was about 6, 7. They had swords. They were just swinging them at each other. And there were a bunch of girls too. They were like little girls, and they weren't swinging the swords. They were in the princess dresses, and they were talking to the queen. But the boys were swinging the swords. And it's like, why? Because there's an innate desire in the boy to be the conqueror and the king and the knight and all that stuff. So I think anybody who sees boys wrestle around, being rough, tumbling, support that. Obviously, support it in a safe way so we're not throwing rocks at each other's faces at 3 years old. But still, like, we have a wrestling room in our garage. There's wrestling teams all around. So I'm just saying wrestling because I'm a wrestler. I'm kind of into it.
I love that.
Karate, jiu-jitsu, stuff like that. Basketball, just like boys were made to be boys.
Listen. I'm a mom. I'm gonna give you the mom's perspective. When I was raising my boys, one of them had ADHD, the 24-year-old, and I got a lot of calls from the school about him. And I would say like this: okay, so Evan did what? Oh, he was being a boy. Right. Was he doing that? Like, he just got up in the middle of the classroom and disrespectfully and did that? No, he was doing that out in the playground. I'm like, so he's got testosterone. That's what testosterone does. So I'm not spanking my kid for being a boy.
Yeah.
He was jumping from the tree acting like Spider-Man. Okay. You know, he's a boy. I love that. I'm here for it. I'm so here for that.
It's really a celebration. Let me just say this too for the moms out there. Like, we've lost something when we lost allowing boys to be gentlemen. because there is something innate in us that wants to protect our queens and to protect our princesses, and to look another knight in the eye and to shake hands and squeeze firmly and to speak with confidence, right? There's something to that. And when we remove the boys from that, and almost like I've literally opened doors for women now because I'm a gentleman, and gotten dirty looks for doing that. Like, I can open the door myself. Look, I 100% know I have a wife I love. I have a daughter I love, and they're fully capable. But there's something called honor, right? And there's something learned in the rough and tumble and in the honor of this knighthood kind of idea, right? That is truly innate to boys. And when it comes down to it, I know there's women soldiers who are involved now, and I'm grateful for everyone, but we're here at July 4th. Most of the freedoms that have been won in the world have been won because men stood up to be men. And while the women contributed their part, and again, like, and many of them now are in battle too. Thank you, right? Thank you so much. But we know innately by percentages, way more men are going to go fight those battles than women. And we need to allow for that.
Joe, I'm a woman. I'm a mom. I raised my kids, by myself. And I'm going to tell you this because I grew up in church. So there's a lot of stuff that's biblical that I believe. And a lot of people say, well, a woman can't raise a man. I raised really amazing boys because I gave them identity, right, to become men. And because I didn't have a husband in the house, I would say to my sons, open the door. Oh, you hurt your sister. Say sorry to her. Go give her a hug right now. Kiss her and tell her you're sorry. Open the door. You see that lady putting groceries in her trunk? While we were putting groceries in my trunk, put the groceries in her trunk. Evan.
Oh, mama. Good.
Go help that lady right now.
Yes.
Good. Or the special needs kids. I better not ever find out that you were laughing at them. You better be there for them. You better be like, hey, come sit with me at my table. Don't worry about those people making fun of you. I got you. Because there's something about honor. And as a woman, I respect and want that out of any man at my age that I would be interested in.
That's right.
So why wouldn't I teach it to my sons?
That's right.
Come on.
I love what you are doing, Alex. There's women in the audience already that are saying that they want shirts. Some of them are my clients, but some of them are not. How can they? What call to action do we give right now? How do they connect with you to get their shirts?
So, I don't know if they can see this red box here, but my Facebook is Alex Giglietti, GIGLIETTI. If you can see that, you can just type it in. That. Okay, just making sure. That's my Facebook. If you go shoot me a friend request, shoot me a message, just say K and C.
For Kings and Conquerors.
Kings and Conquerors, KNC. I'll be happy to message you. We can get you a shirt. So
I love that. And I will put it in the comments when we're done on the live stream. But I want to share this other thing as a mom. When I got on the live stream, and then I immediately, because I'm on social media, so I immediately went to your page. I didn't wait for you to drop your Facebook handle. I went to stalk you, and then I saw that you had very limited friends, and I saw that your mom and your dad were your friends, and I was like, yeah, that's it. You better monitor this boy's social media usage. That's right. So I wasn't even expecting for your parents to let you accept friend requests from whoever was watching. So I was honored that they said, okay, accept these friend requests, and it was my greatest pleasure to support your movement and order the amount of shirts that I did. I'm just so really sold as a woman, not as Linda Hales, not as Unstoppable, not as the rich coach, not as any of that stuff, just as a mom. So I'm so bought into this. I'm like, I got to watch your live streams every day with your dad. I'm here for it. However I can help you, whoever I can tell, I'm here for it. So
Linda, the other thing that I think is fun about this whole thing is, and somebody told us we should name his new show. I don't think I've told you this yet. So this is breaking news right here on Linda's show. Right. Okay. But I've had some people reach out because he's going to have a weekly YouTube channel where he shares everything as well, besides the 5 days a week. And what I do is I coach him. For those of you who haven't seen that show, I coach him on that, and literally every day, look at his numbers, tell him what to do, how to adjust. And here's why. Because the other thing to think about, especially with boyhood and really everyone, this is across the board, the world is changing rapidly. and your ability to be a creator and not and lean into the entrepreneur opportunity that's available in the world right now is bigger than ever. AI is coming. It's going to remove some jobs, but it's going to create way more opportunities, I believe. Just like the car created more possibilities after the horse and buggy got knocked out, right? Those buggy whip makers, they didn't do so well, but a whole lot of other industries did really well. And I think that's what's going to happen here. And so there's opportunities, right? And so if you want to start digging into, entrepreneurship and thinking about what you can do and what you can create, because every single one of you right here, right now, you've got a movement inside of you. You've got something you care about that you either want to contribute to or be a part of. Yeah. And we want to encourage that in everyone to help movement leaders multiply. So,
man, I love that. Thanks, Joe. Also, Alex, I didn't want to forget, you have other skill sets that you're monetizing right now. Like, yes, you're building this movement. It's huge and it's your brand. And also, you've got to make $50,000 in 60 days. So there are other ways that you're also making money. Talk about those.
Yeah. So I found not only something that ticks you off that you can sell, but also just something that you're generally good at. Mm-hmm. So something that I'm skilled at, I've been interested in it since I was littler, is video editing. And I've been practicing that for a while, and I've gotten pretty good at it. And so I'm doing
pretty good.
Tell
them what you did on Instagram.
On Instagram, I've had 3, almost 4 videos that I've posted. They're just silly edits about like chocolate milk or something. Uh-huh. But I've had almost 4 of them, 3, almost 4, hit over 1 million views on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And there's like comments and likes that roll in. So
tell them how that can help them.
So the way this can help you is I know how to make videos that will like go viral, stuff that can catch people's attention. And I do it for people because I like serving people. So yeah, it can help you through Instagram. You can get a ton more views on your stuff, sales, all that stuff. It's
I love that. So they could, if they want that, mm-hmm. Note to self, if they want that, they can reach out to you. Yeah. They can reach out to you on the same Facebook handle.
Yep. In the Facebook handle, yep.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So you see this? He found something that makes him angry, and he started a movement around it. I'm supporting it. And then he found something that he's very good at and that other people need as a service. He could serve them. Man, you guys better be taking notes from the 15-year-old. This guy has more ambition than 365-year-olds put together. I tell you that. Alex, how can people learn more?
Like I said, my Facebook handle, Alex Giglietti. The live streams I do with my dad, I'm probably going to start posting those to my Facebook page too. So if you want to catch up with those, you can find them on my page. So yeah.
I want to just add this. Thank you, Alex. I want to just say we don't even know what's possible. We have an idea. We have a goal. It's $50,000 in 60 days. My 24-year-old is commenting in the comments right now. I told him I was like, you got to watch this young man. I'm so, I don't know what else to say. I'm just so sold. And what I want everyone watching this, because my audience is mostly entrepreneurs, as is your dad's, stop saying, just literally take a book out of Alex's journey. He's what, 7 days in? How many days are you in now?
This is day 7.
He's 7 days in. Would you mind sharing with us? Is it okay, Dad, if like how much money he's made already in 7 days?
I started off with about $70, and this morning I counted up how much I'd made, and I'm now at around $475 to $500. So I've made about $400 in the past week. So,
and I love that so much. And here's what I want everyone that's watching this, because I know most of them are entrepreneurs.
Can I say something about that real quick too? I think it's important for our new entrepreneurs. Since you have so many entrepreneurs, the hardest part is going from $0 to $1. I know people who've worked for 6 months and not sold a single dollar as an entrepreneur because there's so much head trash and things that get in our ways. And then once you start going, then it's like,
Right. Momentum.
Momentum starts taking up. So, anyways, I just want to help your audience. If they're like, some of them are like only $400, like 0 to 1. Whoo, hardest one to break.
Hardest, right? Because I know, Joe, you have clients like me that are like, I haven't made a sale in 11 months.
Right.
And you're like, what?
I don't understand.
Right. Yep. So what I want the audience to take is, Alex didn't send you to www.kingsandconquerors.com. He did not send you there. He did not say, click on the thing and then there's a checkout link. He said, holla at me on my social media.
Yep.
Okay. And so many of us want, what does Myron Golden say? Heartaholic. Right? He's like, are you a heartaholic? Are you addicted to hard? Like, Alex literally launched this. Was there a time that you felt like you needed a website, Alex?
Actually, yeah. My first day, I had a bunch of people who wanted to buy shirts, and I didn't have a link to go to. So I was freaking out. I was like, I'll send you the link tomorrow. And then I didn't have the link the next day because we were still in the process of setting it up. And I'm like, what do I do? So I texted my mom, and she's like, just ask if they take Cash App. I'm like, why didn't I think of that? And I'm like, so I just used what I had. The way my dad puts it is, you never have a lack of resources, only a lack of resourcefulness.
Come on, drop the mic. Alex, it was such a pleasure to speak to you this morning. Thank you, Joe, for being on the interview with him and for leading the way that you do. I know you don't need me to say this, but I'm going to say it because it's honorable. It's not just honorable mention. It's honorable, the kind of man that you are, the kind of father that you've chosen to be, and how it's spilling over into the world. Truly, I don't know, your past. Maybe it's positive, maybe it's not as negative as mine, but there definitely is a shift in the generations to come because of the way that you parent, Joe. So, kudos to you,
Thank you.
And your wife. Is there anything else that you would like to say to close this out? Look, I'm done.
Last thing I'll say is just that there's an attack in the world right now against boys, and it's strong. They're coming for your children. Like, it's no doubt about it. They're not trying to hide it. And this is a fight. However, I know that we have victory in the end, and I know that we can win this fight. So, the most powerful thing you can do is to speak identity into your boys and to tell them that they are royalty, they are a king, they are a conqueror, they are a statesman, they are a leader, they are all these good things, instead of letting the world tell them that they're lazy and that they're worthless and that they're nothing. Because we know that all your boys are royalty in the making. So we won't let them take our boyhood.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
You, Linda.
Everyone, find Alex on his Facebook handle. It's been on the screen the whole time that he's been here. Thank you for being here. I hope this was exciting, inspiring, and motivating to you. But most of all, go support this movement. Buy a shirt for your husband. Buy a shirt for any. I don't care how old they are. Look, I bought shirts for my adult kids. Again, thank you. Have a great rest of your week, everyone.